We are in the thick of basketball season, but we're also at that special time that comes every 2 years when the UIL districts are determined for the next 2 school years. Realignment officially goes down on Thursday, so we've brought on Friday Night Glory's Tarrance Johnson to talk about some of his top realignment storylines. Tarrance, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, Taylor, thanks. Always good to see you, man. Glad you called me.
Yep. Glad to have you. It's certainly our pleasure to get you in here. Let's talk about a team that always seems to be a hot topic around realignment. They always toe that 5A, 6A border. The Highland Park Scots, they're moving up to 6A. What do you think that holds for them?
Well, these realignment predictions that we love so well, it probably holds good things for Highland Park. You know, they was in it for 6 seasons. They spent 6 seasons in 5A, so they was in 6A around 2014 and 2015 where they won back-to-back districts, only losing 1 game to a Mesquite Horn team. That just lets you know it doesn't matter the classification where Highland Park Scots go. Coach Randy over there got those guys always in tune with his quarterback, senior Brennan Storr, coming up this year. Now, they got knocked out of the playoffs in the last season, lost to Wakeland 29-28 there, I believe. I had that game, so they got knocked out, but they were still young. Highland Park makes the move up to 7-6A. You'll have Jesuit, Lake Highlands, Berkner, Pierce, and Richardson, and also my alma mater, Skyline. So, you know, I'm going to have to put my pom-poms on for that one when they play Skyline.
Well, yeah, it'll certainly be exciting to see how the Scots adapt to being back in the 6A sphere. South Lake Carroll, another very talented team. They've been in 6A. They haven't lost a district game these past 2 years, but they may be getting another perennial power joining them in district this year.
This is going to be very interesting what South Lake doing in this realignment. If everything pans out well, Euless Trinity will be in that district. And mind you, South Lake has an assistant coach last season, Coach Aaron Lineweaver. He's now the head coach for Trinity. Now, he comes from a family tree of football. His dad, Steve, spent 15 seasons over at Euless Trinity before Chris Jensen stepped down last season. There's 3 titles between them, and South Lake is a championship hub as well. This is going to be a very interesting district in 4-6A when South Lake come back. Now, South Lake almost made it to state last year, but they got knocked out by Duncanville 35-9. They didn't get to go to the finals. The year before they played, it was dodgeball. As you remember that, it was coach against daddy, but this year dad was in Division II, so he couldn't meet South Lake even if they made it. But you got a district that's going to have L.D. Bell, still have the Keller schools, but be on the lookout because Byron Nelson and V.R. Eden could be added to those as well. And
I'll certainly have a Dragons-Trojans matchup circled on my calendar these next couple years if those two do end up with each other in realignment. Now, another team that's kind of an interesting case, the Guyer Wildcats in 6A. What do you see for them in this realignment?
I just see them still doing what they do. Coach Rodney Webb got a good team over there, and a quarterback in Jackson Arnold who just committed to Oklahoma. I hope that sticks. You know how I am about my Sooners. But they only lose Allen, Prosper, McKinney, Boyd, and McKinney, but they gained Coppell and Heberman in that district. So they went out last year losing to Westlake. You know, that was a good game. Guyer came out very good in that game, but, you know, Todd Dodge, he do what he do. He went out on a high note, and his guys was able to prevail and hoist a championship trophy. But I don't see anything from the Wildcats losing a beat. I look for Jackson Arnold and Coach Rodney Webb to get back to state and possibly winning it this year. So going out on another high note for another team.
Yeah, the Wildcats figure to be competitive no matter which district they end up in. And before you leave, I know you wanted to give one last shout-out, Tarrance.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to Jason Todd and his staff over at South Oak Cliff High School for bringing home the championship to DISD, something that hasn't been done since 1958. I'm a product of DISD. Love for Coach Todd and what he do. I just hope they run it back. He say they're going to run it back, and I believe in what he's done over there with those kids. So just shout out to Dallas, Oak Cliff, and South Oak Cliff Bears, and Coach Todd and their staff as well.
Oh yeah, certainly an incredible job done by South Oak Cliff, and it's a season I know they'll remember, you'll remember. I think all of us in the DISD sporting or the Dallas-Fort Worth sporting community will remember. That's Tarrance Johnson of Friday Night Glory. Tarrance, thank you as always for coming on.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. Anytime.
Our team of the week is coming up next, so stay right here.